Hello YouTube! Welcome to my channel. My name is Captain Mavie and I know I wasn't streaming in a whole week. I miss you. So today we're gonna react to the videos and I'm here with my precious Buccaneer. Hello Buccaneers. How are you? Say hello to YouTube. We're back. We're back, Buccaneer. Say hello, YouTube. I love it here. Tell them that you love it here. That you have a lot of fun with the captain. Don't say no. Come on. Don't start. No help. No, there is no help for the Buccaneers. No help. Say hello. So, yeah. I'm here with my precious Buccaneers. We're gonna react to a video. I will show you in a few minutes. I just had to turn it off because I want you to say hello to my Buccaneers. So boom, there you go. Today we're gonna react to this video. This video is called, I don't know the name. Oh, here. Let me put you back, Buccaneers. Stay back. There you go. Stay on the top. So this video is called The Palworld Lawsuit Is Not What You Think. This video is from Bellular News. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this properly, but yeah. So yeah, I wanted to react to this because in the meantime, in the time I was off, I was like on vacation, let's say. I was reading a lot of tweets about this, about the Nintendo trying to lawsuit Palworld, and I'm like, what the hell? I thought it was I still believe it was because the pals looks really similar to the Pokemons, right? But the thing is that Pokemons looks like other things as well, and other, like, I forgot the the other name, but looks like different from other games and anime series and things like that, you know, and animals. So let's see, what is this the Palworld lawsuit.
Today's story actually does matter a lot. Nintendo are suing Palworld, but it's not for the reason that you think. It's not because designs are too similar. It is cold-blooded business. And that is a quote. It's not just the opinion of me, some Westerner who doesn't understand Japanese law trying to pump up the story for you. It's what Serkan Toto called it. Cold-blooded business. Now,
cold-blooded business.
Consultancy firm in Japan. He is absolutely seen as a regional expert. He knows what he's talking about, and worse, for Palworld developer Pocketpair, he thinks Nintendo will win. Now, I get it. You may think,
like, Nintendo. I saw it on Asmongold channel. He said something like, Nintendo never loses their suits. When they start when they're legally start to suit someone, like they always win. They always win, guys. I think like Palworld is gonna have a really bad time, you know. It's gonna, maybe Palworld would disappear from Steam. So guys, let's play Palworld. Let's make it viral again.
I don't play creature collectors. This doesn't matter to me. Well, the bad news is it does. This is a direct threat to what we all enjoy. It is a threat against the entire industry. And if past predicts future, Nintendo will almost certainly win because their domestic litigation track record is legendary. Now, I'm sure you know the phrase, if you come for the king, you better not miss. Well, 404 Media spoke to Dr. Toto, and it turns out, to his memory, Nintendo have never lost a litigation that they started. So yes, the lawyers are big brains with big wallets, and you can gear up to beat them with today's sponsor. We're going to help you transform doom scrolling into actual lasting satisfaction.
By the way, talking about sponsorships and things, this is not a sponsorship, but you can get my merch, guys. Go get my merch. The Buhoy merch is live. Buhoy! Buhoy!
They're brilliant.org/Bellular News who actually help me benefit from my tech rather than be hijacked by it. They make learning interactive and fun, where you basically learn by doing across thousands of interactive lessons in maths and data analysis, programming and AI. And it's all on their site and app that is gorgeously designed, where everything's interactive, which means you actually feel the concepts that you're learning. This method is proven to be 6 times more effective than lecture videos, which certainly does match my experience doing lectures where I don't really remember anything, but I do remember things that I've done. Now, I love Brilliant because understanding STEM topics is vocationally useful, but also life useful. Sharp problem solving and analytical skills are important in a world that is getting more full of data, more chaotic. As an example, take their data pathway. They just relaunched it. It's packed full of real-world data from Airbnb, Spotify, Starbucks, and other big businesses where you'll learn how to parse, visualize, and understand data. Of course, your professional life will thank you, and these skills, like say deeply understanding probability, can help you stay grounded in the world. So you can turn that doom scrolling into a daily learning habit at brilliant.org/Bellew. There, you will get a 30-day free trial and 20% off an annual plan. I highly recommend them. Seriously, it is so much better than just scrolling around your phone, achieving nothing. We first caught whiffs of this months back whenever the Pokemon Company finally responded, and edited for brevity, this is what they said. We have received many inquiries regarding another company's game released in January 2024. We haven't granted permission to use our IP or assets and intend to investigate and take appropriate measures. So they said, we're looking into it, and certainly a little bit chilling. And reading that, we're all thinking the same thing. Did Pocketpair yoink something? Did they rip a model from Pokemon? Did they?
Yeah, there are a lot of Palworld model that really looks like other. For example, this one over here. This one is I forgot the name, but yeah, you can see it. They're really similar to each other, but I don't know. I think the suit is about this, or I thought it's
using models from Pokemon. Allegations to that effect were all over the internet. VGC actually spoke to two AAA 3D modelers whenever the Pokemon Company released their statement, and they basically said, you cannot in any way, and this is a quote, accidentally get the same proportions on multiple models from another game without ripping them.
About the proportions, did they really, it's called change, but like I remember when Palworld came out, a lot of people, they were saying like they were like tracing the models from Pokemon, but someone said it was a lie. They wasn't the same, like the same exact thing. Like they look like, but it wasn't the same model at all. Nintendo ripped the Dragon. Yes, Dragon Quest was the other game. So I thought like when at first like they weren't trying to suit Palworld because their Pokemons, their pals looked really like Pokemons. But then another people said no, but I copied what was the other name? The Dragon Quest game. And I was like, so they're gonna forget about it. But they didn't forget about it. They just wanna start something else, you know? They were starting the case.
We're all over the internet. VGC actually spoke to two AAA 3D modelers whenever the Pokemon Company released their statement, and they basically said, you cannot in any way, and this is a quote, accidentally get the same proportions on multiple models from another game without ripping the models, or at the very least, tracing them meticulously first. One of those people said they would stand behind their words as an expert witness in court, but more relevant too today, VGC also ran it by an IP lawyer. The IP lawyer said, if proven, that would be a smoking gun. Today's statement from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company is not what we expected because it doesn't talk about copyright infringement for protected designs. Rather, it's about patent infringement. And
pattern. What is a pattern? Like patentes, right? Like pattern.
Remember, this is cold. This is business. This is about defeating your foe. So if this...
So Nintendo patent what? Like what? The designs patent. Okay.
Spirit of your complaint, say designs being too similar, is a weaker legal argument, well then your extremely expensive lawyers will not make that argument, but they will of course try to achieve your goals. And remember, Nintendo's lawyers are some of the best in the entire industry. And they've done easy things like knocking out these Pokemon clones from China. But more recently, we have a scary story. They won $30 million suing Colopool over patent infringement. And that's
another, so they did this before with another company, like for patent infringement. The patent isn't specified yet, though. Really? Last time I checked, they didn't say what patent Palworld is violating of. And I believe they're not gonna say it, right? Until the day of the
exactly
judgment
what we're dealing
day,
with
maybe,
here. But
or
what's
whatever.
spooky is the specific patents and how that litigation went down. And this is almost certainly, I believe, what they'll do to Pocketpair because it seems like it's their playbook. They try to get them in patents. Here's a few of them. Quote, the special technology used to operate a joystick over a touch panel. Another one is a confirmation screen.
What? The special... Okay, yeah, say what again? I want to... What?
Used to operate a joystick over a touch panel. Another one is a confirmation screen appearing whenever you resume a game from sleep mode. Dr. Toto summed up the others. He said this, quote, and they have 5 other ones, including one for isometric, pseudo, 3D games. When the character is hidden behind a tree, the game forms a shadow so you have a sense for where your character is, even though you don't see your character clearly. Do you know?
So, wait, what? And what will happen with the other games that have these things? They have to pay Nintendo for the patent. So, I can patent, I don't know, clapping, for example. I'm gonna patent clapping on a video game, and now all the people that have clapping characters on their video games have to pay me or something like that. Are you freaking kidding me? Is that legal, guys?
What's really funny? World of Warcraft.
I'm gonna patent the laugh. If you laugh, you have to pay me. Every time you laugh, you'll have to pay me.
Just added that. So many games have that. You're playing an isometric game, you walk behind a tall building, but you still see where your character is. Yet, that is something Nintendo actually used. They do hold those patents, but many...
What the hell? So... Okay, so the way I see it, like, if you patent everything, like, let's say movements, graphics, and things like that, there is no reason to you make your own video game because you're gonna live from other people that wants to do video games. You know what I'm saying? For example, if I patent, I don't know, clapping on a video game, I will profit from that, right? I'll get money from that. Even though, I don't know how to say it, but is that what it is? Because I don't understand much. You know, I'm learning English, so is that the idea?
You would say
I'm gonna patent
so
playing
broad
low.
an industry standard.
Yeah, patent playing low so you can save the world.
They're invalid. And that actually is a defense in Japan.
Oh, no.
It's one that, in this case, the defendant made. They said that Nintendo's patents lacked novelty and inventiveness and therefore are invalid.
Or just game mechanics. But the thing is, if it's just for game mechanics, like some character must... I mean, if you patent all the game mechanics, then people won't create new video games because they will have always a debt with bigger companies. You know what I'm saying? Why I want to... I mean, if I was a developer and you are a huge company with a lot of patents, and then I will start to create my video game and make money so I can pay for all the patents? Isn't it that bad? Like, I won't make any video games if it's like that, you know, because I want to make a fun game to grow my studio and things like that, not to pay someone else. Exactly. So that's how you say the best. So what is basically Monopoly is a really good game mechanics of big games. That's awful. That's really awful.
So broad that they're essentially meaningless. And this is where the story gets chilling. Nintendo didn't have to win. Colopil ended up having to settle. The settlement is, of course, a mutual agreement between both companies to come to terms and stop the legal fight. But make no mistake, Nintendo were not the losers here, and it's worse than that. The settlement involves Colopil having to pay Nintendo a licensing fee for those patents. Now, by the law of the land, Nintendo did not prove their patent claim. as far as my understanding goes. Yet, even though they didn't prove that legally, they successfully strong-armed their target into number one, giving up a lot of money, and number two, into a licensing deal for those patents that many would argue.
So basically, they want all the money from Palworld. They just wanna all the money from Palworld. They're so evil, Nintendo. You're so evil. Why do you have all those games, those expensive games on your Switch? Like all the Switch games are really expensive. Isn't that enough for you, Nintendo?
Are invalid by the law of Japan. But again, that argument did not get fully borne out in the court. We don't have a legal.
Yeah, Nintendo is the number one. They're so smart, right? They're so greedy and smart at the same time. What the hell, guys?
Decision. And that's the thing. The legal system is supposed to uphold the law. But here, the system was the weapon, and the law didn't exactly matter. Palworld then. Nintendo's filings are not public. That means we do not know what patents they're using. The people over at Pocketpair also don't know. But here's a Nintendo example that Stephen Totillo found in the US Patent Office, and there is...
If I'm reading correctly, here is a Nintendo patent from 2021 for a video and character throwing an item to catch a monster while they're out in the field. Like, if your game do this, you're gonna have to pay Nintendo. Is that it, right? Like, they're explaining, like, if you do this on a video game, you'll have to pay Nintendo for doing this on your video game. Like, that's really bad, I think, because at the end, if the big company this company is doing this right now, but at the end, maybe more companies start to do this, and more and more and more and more, and little by little, all the little and the indie developers don't want to make video games, because if all the money that they will get, you'll have to pay it in for patents for the bigger companies. I'm sorry for my bad English, guys. I'm sorry.
Crossover between the US and Japanese patent offices. You can see this amazing art. Throwing an item to catch a monster. We see some WikiHow tier art of it. We see a flowchart. And look, if it was Palworld, the pterosaur would absolutely be holding an AK, but I don't think that detail is going to help Pocket Pal. So, let's talk about their response. Big Winston once said, never let a good crisis go to waste. And, well, Pocketpair are leveraging their biggest asset here, their community. And look, like it or not, whether you think a big rat creature with an AK is an artistically cohesive thing or not, the truth is that Palworld happened in a world where most of my generation loved Pokemon as kids and then drifted away from the franchise over a continued lack of innovation and pretty damn scummy business practices that just about nobody else is able to get away with. In that context, Palworld captured attention, and it used extremely sticky and battle-tested game mechanics, base building, collecting, automation to hold on to people. That does mean the community actually likes them by and large. And so in this situation, they absolutely are David, and the rocks in their sling are the community. Let's talk about their statement. They start by reinforcing that they're small, how Palworld succeeded with the community, and they end with the real message. Quote, "It is truly unfortunate that we will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to game development due to this lawsuit. However, we will do our utmost for our fans and to ensure that indie developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideas." And that's really the thing. This is just the beginning. This is a battle that will take years because it's legal and that's how it goes. Palworld, though, is not just a small indie company.
So this will take years? So Palworld is not gonna disappear within a year or something like that? Like, I can play Palworld and finish the game and enjoy the game because it's not gonna disappear in a year? The only way Nintendo could ever lose is such a legal fiscal case or publisher large than Rockstar. But I don't think those developers will fight because I believe like all those big company still want the money. I mean, the only people who could fight against against Nintendo are the indie developers, I guess, and a small indie developers. This is just sad. It can cost years of powers out of money Nintendo doesn't run out. Oh my god, this is so sad. I feel so bad for Palworld.
That's where Sony actually
Really?
entered the picture. So a few months back, Pocketpair announced a joint venture with Sony Music Entertainment and an anime company called
And for
Aniplex.
all,
Basic.
and not just for Palworld, I mean for all indie developers, because at the end, like this will affect. Today is Palworld, but tomorrow is gonna be more indie games. Like I believe they're gonna start doing this over and over and over again, and at the end, indie developers don't. I mean they don't want to create more video games. I'm sorry, how can I say that in English? Como que no van a querer crear más juegos.
Right?
They don't
want to do what
be
rocketed
creating more video
Pokemon
games.
and got, the Chin Pokemon episode of South Park. They want to exploit the Palworld IP outside of video games through anime, through music, probably a card game, and everything you could imagine. And that's what makes me wonder here. Do Nintendo see this as a threat? It may not be a threat now because I think Palworld is appealing to different people than just the core Pokemon experience as it is currently. But if you look at the likes of Arceus, you do actually see that, while Arceus was rightly laughed at for its visual presentation, it actually did.
But the thing is, like, they don't want competition, but if they keep doing video games just like this one, and charging like $80 for a video game that looks like this and doesn't have like the things that the audience wanted. I mean, like, guys, I'm gonna be clear, like, dude, I never played a Pokemon before because I used to play Minecraft. Pokemon Minecraft, and that's it. And I have one Pokemon game and I haven't played it yet. I believe it's Pokemon Purple or something like that. I used to watch the anime and I know a lot of Pokemons, but I haven't played a Pokemon game yet because I'll have a reason for that. Every time a Pokemon game came out, all I keep reading on Twitter was like, "Oh no, this game is not optimized. The graphics is awful. The game is not good." Like all the fandom complaining about a Pokemon game. And I told a friend of mine, which is really fan of Pokemon, I was like, dude, every year and every time a Pokemon game came out, people keep complaining. Please let me know which Pokemon game should I get, because I don't know, like you guys criticize every Pokemon game, so I don't know which one is good. So he told me about a really old one, and I was like, no, but I want to play something new. So when the purple one came out, someone gave it to me as a present so I can play it. But in a few months, like Palworld came out, and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I love it. And then I keep reading the people like, oh my God, this is what we always wanted and things like that. So I don't know, if they don't want competition, like you better work on your game. You better finish your product and listen to your audience, because if you're going to charge a lot of money, and I mean like everything you do is so expensive, like at least listen to your audience. And I mean, there's a lot of people that are really fan of Nintendo, and they don't pay attention to them. It's like they don't give a fuck about Nintendo and Pokemon fans. Like they don't care. They just want to sell something and that's it. So I don't think they deserve like those fans does not deserve that treatment from Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's really nice and everything, but I believe they can do better. And I hope they can do better other than suing and attacking other developers. I don't know if I'm right. This is my point of view. As I said, I never played a Pokemon game before. But yeah. That's why that's my opinion on this. I'm gonna pretend complain, so that's true, but sadly the Japanese audience doesn't mind the current state of the Pokemon. Looking at the response, I believe they complain, but like they're so well educated that I believe they don't talk about it because I think some Japanese people have like you cannot complain because you will bother other people or something like that. That's what I think they are. They're just like that. But maybe they think the same as me and as you. I don't know. There are a lot of things about Nintendo that I don't like. Um, for example, starting of the high prices. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. It's just my opinion.
Innovate the gameplay, and it was way better than any of the other modern Pokemon games for sure.
Really, like they don't like Palworld. They talk bad about Palworld or what? So I wanna ask you something, guys. Palworld is from a Asian developer as well. Are they from Japan or no?
So there may be thinking,
Western.
well, we want to innovate and push Pokemon forward. Maybe Palworld is going to muscle in on that turf. And they've also realized something. Palworld was scrappy. It was an indie. When you hear about the development, it does seem like a little bit of a technical shit show. But that's the thing. It will only get better and stronger from here. And now it has got proper corporate backing with those joint venture agreements. So for Nintendo, if they see a rival brand to Pokemon...
Wow. Oh, Pokemon is their culture, so they can understand, not like in the Like I understand that Pokemon is not just a game. Pokemon is like a culture. Like people, they're really hardcore fans. Like Pokemon have really hardcore fans. Even though I have a friend, she loves playing Pokemon, and she's like, I'm not gonna play Pokemon on a stream because people get really intense about this kind of games. Like I'll have people really being really intense on the chat. Like, why do you do this? Why do you pick this? But this one is better. Like, you know, like so I can understand. I cannot understand.
Would they not rather kill it where it is now when it's small? And here's where I want to be clear. Every game developer should be against this. And
yes.
I know that within the industry,
I don't believe, I mean, every game developer should be against this, yes, but I believe they won't because I believe some of them will want to do the same thing so they can profit from small developers and indies, you know? That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure.
Many think that Pocketpair are, in a way, creative hacks who couldn't even bother making their own in-universe version of a gun. They just grabbed an AK or an AR from an asset store and slapped it onto a pocket monster. But that doesn't actually matter now. That doesn't matter. What matters is this dangers us all, and it's something that's happened before.
Yeah.
It is common understanding the game mechanics cannot be copyrighted. Exact implementation can be, but not in broad strokes. You can't go and patent the Metroidvania format. I mean, we used to call what's now the FPS a Doom clone. And yeah, if you're newer, you may not know that, but in the 90s, it wasn't necessarily...
What will happen if Doom patent this? Like we wouldn't have like shooters at this time, you know, like Doom. No, you know what? I'm gonna patent this, like this. No shooters.
Yes, it was Doom clones, but the idea of a first-person shooter is not something that id could go and copyright.
About
but
the Nintendo
specific mechanics, well, those can be patented. And that's because copyright protects the usage of the things that you've designed or wrote, and patents are designed to protect mechanical inventions or processes. The whole point there being that if you actually make an innovation, the patent system protects your ability to exploit that, and in doing so, it creates a financial incentive for people to innovate. The thing is, though, if a patent is too broad, it can become impossible to reproduce without infringement. And that's where broad patents are a problem. And this hurts you. I would actually say it has hurt you. You just don't know it because we cannot see.
Why don't you... Let's get rid of everything, guys. Let's get rid of the copyright and the patent. I'm sick of the copyright, guys. I'm sick of the copyright. I want to listen to music without getting a copyright strike.
The road not taken. The Lord of the Rings,
Get rid
Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system was a true innovation, honestly. It led to emergent gameplay within that game that actually saw people forgetting about the core progression and just having fun in the sandbox settling scores with orcs. It was fun, it was dynamic, and it was a relationship with our enemies in the game that was actually player-driven. But Warner Bros. Patented it. And thus far, nobody has got past that patent. And that means that one of the 2010's greatest innovations in gaming is locked within one of the worst pub.
So we can... Whoa. I don't understand. I never played this game. Have you guys played this game? You're still complaining. You wanna make... you wanna make me rich. Your daily dose of Nintendo being Nintendo. What's the next Sony being Sony? Yeah, we need to figure it out what happened with Sony. Guys. Do you play this game? I mean, I never played this, but now I want to play it. But what was it that Warner patented? I don't understand. Let me
Nemesis system was a true innovation, honestly.
Wait.
It exploit that without infringement. And that's where broad patents are a problem. And this hurts you. I would actually say it has hurt you. You just don't know it because we cannot see the road not taken. The Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system was a true innovation, honestly.
What was the system of this game? And what he is saying that it was an innovation? What was it? Now I'm curious. Beep.
It led to emergent gameplay within that game that actually saw people forgetting about the core progression and just having fun in the sandbox settling scores with orcs. It was fun, it was dynamic, and it was a relationship with our enemies in the game that was actually player-driven. But Warner Bros. Patented it. And thus far, nobody has got past that patent. And that means...
So nobody could make something similar with another stories or something like that. It got blocked. People hate you in game. What? People like what do you mean people hated you in game? Stronger and stop trying to revenge. I hope there's a way to fight against the dangers of broad patents. Yeah, me too. I think the patents very specific game mechanics are okay. But what... Yeah, me too. I agree with that. In any case, I would rather not to have patents on any mechanic, you know, like I prefer that they patent maybe a character, a name, a story or something like that, you know, like I don't know, but like mechanics, it's really hard because I don't know, I prefer they're not patent for mechanics or things like that, but I don't know much about that.
Means that one of the 2010's greatest innovations in gaming is locked within one of the worst publishers. So if you're a AAA game or a AA, you probably don't want the risk. What if you're an indie though?
Thank you, Starvation. I know, I say, today is your birthday. I will sing happy birthday for you.
You up and fund
in a few minutes after the video.
Knowing that an American megacorp could just attack you. And even if you're a self-funded indie, well, what are the chances that you drop your trailer after working in secret for 2 years, your trailer catches on, and just before release, you get served with something by Warner Bros. And even worse...
Oh, imagine that you spend a lot of time doing your thingy and after that, boom, you need to pay Warner Brothers. Oh
this
my
chilling
goodness.
effect means that we're not seeing the next version of the Nemesis system, the next iteration or innovation along those lines. That's the thing. Nintendo is a bad actor here. They are, in my opinion anyway, using overly generic patents not as a true attack vector, but rather as a mind-controlling parasite, because this doesn't seem to be about winning the legal case. They
just want the money. Blim, blim, blim.
It seems more an excuse to pick up the legal system and to...
Yeah, and to milk? To milk the other game, the Palworld game.
Harness it to maul your opponent to death, regardless of what a trial verdict may be, because as we just saw, well, they can pull you into a settlement that is amazingly favorable to them. Now, there is a story this week about development about who I think you could call villains in the industry.
Whoa.
It's about Unity. The whole Unity drama finally came to a close, and if you want to learn more...
Oh yeah, the Unity drama. Remember that? What happened? That happened like a few months ago. Like, I don't know, maybe last year. Yeah, I remember the Unity drama. Like, everybody got united and we defeated the enemy. And yeah, we have everything back to normal. But I doubt Japan will ever update the law to restrict, since Nintendo is so damn big there. I mean, I wonder if we can do something like maybe, I don't know, like all together, you know? So that's why, guys, we need to play Palworld. Let's play Palworld, guys, in order to support them. Yes, I will play Palworld. I will play Palworld tomorrow. Problem. North America is so much harder to fight. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it is pretty close back there. It is weird how most of Japanese residents are old. And it was easier to fight. Yes, you're totally right. I don't know what is gonna happen. And how about Palworld sales? Or maybe change the studio outside of Japan or something like that. They will have a chance or something, like to fight against this if they change the position. And don't pay attention to the lawsuit. Like, fuck, I'm out of Japan. Don't sell my game in Japan anyway. Because they don't like me. Like, you know, I'm out of here. I'm gonna stick to the other part of the world. Doesn't help that Japanese people are defending Nintendo as well. Yeah, yeah, I don't know why, man. I mean, I like Nintendo, but after this, I don't like them very much. I first started not liking Nintendo after I saw the price between Terraria on Steam and then Terraria on Nintendo Switch. I was like, what the hell? This is so expensive. Nintendo, what are you doing? Yeah, and I started to complain about it. But yeah, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, get my merch, subscribe to my channel. I have a very small channel. Like and comment, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.